That's just the way they are. You can't get rid of the seeds. And you put this water around the edge to seal, that's to seal the top crust to the bottom. And now we'll set this aside and make the top crust. We have the dough all made, and we have to roll it out.
I'm going to sit on the table. I'm going to sit on the shell.
Now I have the pie crust rolled out. This is for the top. And you take a knife and make a slit, some slits in so the steam will come out. And this is the way I do it. Everybody has different design. So you can do whatever you like to do, just so you make some holes for this. And then you fold it over. Fold it over like this. Press it down so it'll seal.
Want some pie?
Cut off the edge. And then you crimp the edge so that you can...
Want some pie?
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing pies.
When Grandma gets done, Garrett, you can have some pie, okay?
Would that be fun? You like these kind. This is berry pies. You like them.
You're done.
No, we're not quite done yet. We'll take a little bit of sugar.
I'm going to play.
Then you sprinkle a little sugar over the top crust. Some people take just a little cream or milk and put over the top and then put sugar. And that makes it brown more. But generally I just do it this way. And there's your black raspberry pie ready to go in the oven. So we'll put it on a cookie sheet or pizza pan or something, because if the juice boils out, it's better to have it on the pan than it is to have it in your oven, which is kind of a mess to clean up. Okay, we're going to make the blueberry pie. Now we've got frozen blueberries. There's 3 cups in there. And then we've got the shell, the bottom shell ready. This is a 9-inch pie. And then we'll mix a 1.25 cups of sugar, white sugar. Maybe I better use this one.
I'm not ready yet. Try it.
And this time we're going
And
to
my
use
uppies.
flour. So we'll use
My uppies too.
3 spoons of flour, tablespoons of flour.
Take the picture of my uppies and my dog.
Then you mix those together. You take the pie, the bottom crust, and sprinkle some of this mixture in the bottom. Spread it around. Then you'll dump the rest of the flour and sugar into the blueberries. Mix them all up good. Blueberries, we never raised them. And several years ago, I went with Don and Joanne to Aquaca to a blueberry farm. And it was so much fun to pick them. And then it seemed like everybody, that was their favorite pie, was blueberry after that. So now we have to go to the locker and buy them in frozen because we can't always get to the blueberry farm at the right time. So then after you get that all mixed up, you put them in the pie pan. We may have some blueberries some of these years because Greg's been planting all kinds of fruit trees and he planted some blueberry bushes, and so we may just have all kinds of good stuff.
Grandma's gonna have to make lots of pies.
That's why I'm doing these lessons, so somebody else can make the pies. Because I might not be here forever.
Where are you going?
Well, I don't know where the good Lord's going to send me.
I don't think you're going anywhere
Someday
for a while.
I will. Someday. So that's that much of it. Then we'll take and put the butter over the top. This is oleo, but you can use butter or oleo. This is about 3 tablespoons, 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter. I guess you can leave that out if you want to cut down on the fat, but of course that's what makes it really good. And then you take your water, go around the rim, set that aside. Wipe this off here, I spilled some water. Now we'll take our pie dough that we've already got made here and make a top crust for it. Sprinkle it with some flour. Roll it around. Kind of have to turn it over to be sure there's flour, otherwise it'll stick to your board and then have to re-roll it. This size of the pan, you generally cut it in 6 pieces. Of course, if there's 7 of you there, well, you have to kind of adjust the size of them, because so everybody will get a piece, or at least get a chance to have some. Roll it out about that big. And then you cut your slits in the top so the steam will get out. Everybody has their own design that they made. Grandma Cowman made a different one than I did. She'd take it like this, go 4 ways like this, and then she'd cut down on each side, and that made kind of a fan-like thing on the top. That was kind of pretty. But everybody has their own way to do things, and so whoever's making it can make it different than I do, and that'll be their way. Pick it up and trim off the extra. All these extras you can put together and re-roll them. Then at the last, if you have scraps left that you don't want to make into a little pie, You just roll them out and put cinnamon and sugar on them and bake them. They make a good little snack. Then you take and you pinch the edges like this. Everybody has different ways to, little patterns on the edge too. Some people turn them under and some people turn them down, and I kind of like to make a ridge. That kind of helps it if it's boiling out. And then we'll sprinkle a little bit of sugar over the top again. And there's your blueberry pie. So now we'll put this in the oven. It'll take about, being the blueberries are thawed out, why it'll take about 3/4 of an hour to an hour. But if they're frozen or partly frozen, then you might take a little longer. But you have to wait to see if they're bubbling up in the middle and if the pie's starting to get nice and brown. And that's when you tell it's done. Okay, with the rest of the dough, we made 2 blueberry pies in these little 4-inch tart pans. And one's for Garrett and one's for Anna, I guess. Maybe we'll make one for Garrett and for Grant and Macy another time. But anyway, you can make these with put a crust on the top, and be sure and put a slit in it to put the seam out and seal the edge just like you did the big pie. Or you can take strips and make a lattice top, and make a nice little dessert with, put ice cream on them or something. And sometimes you just want just a little bit of pie, so it's kind of nice to have some of these on hand. So now Garrett's got to tell something. What are you going to say? Do you like my pie?
I like your pie.
Good job.
Now our pies are done. This is the apple with the topping, Dutch apple, and this one is the black raspberry. And we made another one, a blueberry, but it isn't quite done yet. And whenever I make pies, I generally make 4 or 5. Put them in the freezer. Sometimes put them in baked and then thaw them out in the oven when you take them out. And sometimes I put them in unbaked. You have to be sure and wrap them up good if you're going to freeze them. And you can.
Can we go outside and be light?
Pretty soon we'll go outside and we'll just talk about the pies right now. And years ago when we used to have.
Hot.
Yes, it is hot. It'll burn you.
That one's hot.
It is hot. And we used to have lots of men come and help with the threshing or the haying, and maybe we'd have 15 or 20 men, and we'd bake 3 or 4 pies, maybe a couple cakes, and sometimes we'd have them for dinner and then again for supper. So that was a lot of baking, so I haven't done that for a long, long time. But of course when everybody was growing up, we had lots of pies and cakes and cookies all the time. So I guess you can tell that by looking at me.
No.
So anyway, this is the end product for today.